Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're going to talk a little bit more and react to the next part of Epic the Musical, which, according to kind of the order and everything I've gone with, this one's apparently called the Cyclops Saga, as we went on the Troy Saga before. I realized after kind of remembering about how the Odyssey works that my timeline was probably a little off, since this is probably Odysseus actually explaining about his story to the Phoenicians, which is probably where this whole part actually takes place, especially after seeing the Lotus Eaters visited on the island and everything from this. So, I entirely did not give the right books because I was thinking of really the beginning of the Odyssey, which was the exposition part, but we're probably at more of the account of his adventures at that point. So, this is actually kind of with Homer's epic poems took place for books 9 through 12 in there, because they had a whole nother kind of aspect that had happened with Odysseus escaping from the Phoenicians and then uh, getting back to where he was supposed to go. So I was a little bit like behind on where I was because the exposition was kind of, the beginning part of this. So I'm assuming this whole story actually takes place between books 9 to 12, which is again Odysseus recounting the story to the Phoenicians that he had just eventually revealed himself within the poem itself. So really within there, this is probably the Act 3, I guess we can, or no, maybe Act 4. No, Act 3 of there. And we really just, with that first part, saw the exposition section of Odysseus getting the oracle up until him getting onto the island called Cysones, I think it is. Cysones. I'm terrible with some of these Greek names, so I apologize. But if this is supposed to be about the Cyclops thing, this will probably be them entering the cave of Polyphemus, where they found all the food that they desire, but it kind of goes to the motion that the Lotus Eaters with the fruit caused them to forget about them actually wanting to return home. But a lot of this is probably going to be about how Odysseus and his men are trying to escape the island. Normally they had to attack some type of Cyclops that comes along with it. They had to deal with sirens. There's a lot of things that kind of happen during this arc from here. To give probably a brief synopsis of what we are trying to go through here, it's probably if we're in the uninhabited island near land of Cyclopses, they're most likely going to try to devise a way to escape during this time, which has to do with a lot of trickery and everything else from here. The synopsis is a huge part because this is like books 9 through 12 of the Odyssey, which is where a lot of the movies that have been made kind of retell, and a lot of other media retell from here. So putting this in a musical form should be interesting. So we might see inside the cave. We might see them get captured in the cave and try to figure out how to escape from Ithaca and the other I guess Lotus Eaters is the best way to put them, but we'll kind of have to see. There might be sheep, there might be Cyclops. I just kind of want to get this whole thing started because I'm really curious. If we're following the format of how the books is, what we had just witnessed at first was probably book 9. So book 10 will be them being captured, them trying to escape, and them probably taking on whatever kind of Cyclops eye or whatever might be on this island. But that's fine. I literally saw 10 minutes of talking before about like how everything kind of works through here. So we're gonna do less talking this time and more watching as we go through the musical Cyclops section. So when I was talking last time about this, a lot of what I noticed was hopefully this plays. Will this play? Yes, it will. Okay. So what I noticed last time was it seemed when Athena came on, first of all, phenomenal voice. Like between Athena's voice and Odysseus' voice together, it like resonated in my eardrums so much that I was excited to kind of continue to see what happens with here. Like I just want to hear more. The music's beautiful. It's gotten me invested. I'm wondering if Athena's theme has to do with piano or if maybe that's a god thing in general. But you know what? Let's just see if that original 8-note motive comes back and what they kind of do to represent the different like tribes and everything. I'm wondering if the Calypso beat's still going to be in there since we're mainly probably focusing on the island. I'm sure if we're talking about the Cyclops saga from there, the Cyclops themselves might have a particular theme or instrumentation that goes with it. But you know what? Let's just listen and find out. They're in the cave. Yep. With the sheep, because they hide under sheep.
Over here!
Look at all this food. Look at all these sheep. I can't believe this cave has all this for us to keep.
I've gotta hand it to you both. This is quite the treat. There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
It's almost too perfect, too good to be true. Why would the Lotus Eaters pass up on all this food?
Oh, all right. Before I continue on, I just want to say how prevalent this section of the song was to the very beginning of the Troy saga. Like it starts very similar, having a more light, having more like not as many instrumentations there, kind of setting the mood of kind of mysterious and going what's happening through there, and then boom, we immediately have kind of the conflict. So they're kind of doing a ABA structure with a lot of these storytelling things. The A is the introduction to what the main theme will probably be here, and based on kind of what I'm hearing from there, it is slightly different, which is cool. Let's see if we can end up getting that chord progression first so I can figure out what we might be listening for, because I have a feeling if this is structured together, we might have a motive that's coming by. So let me start that over one more time so I can hear it.
Over here!
Look at all this food. Look at all these sheep. I can't believe this cave has all this for us to keep.
I've gotta hand it to you both. This is quite the treat. There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
Ooh, yep, they changed it because now instead of going ba da 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 like they did outside, they're trying to put a more intense feeling of it by going, I think, to a 1-6-1, which is considered a half cadence. And when we have half cadences in music, it's always going to feel like it's incomplete from there. So instead of having like a 4-chord thing, you're going to hear a lot of 2-chordal structure instead, which is going to help out with that intensity of mysteriousness that happens. And I wonder what the Cyclops comes in if it's going to do the same. I'm going to see if I can still hear that, but
it's almost too perfect, too good to be true. Why would the Lotus Eaters pass up on all this food?
And then the Cyclops comes, which when we have a boom on there. Ooh, we have typical trope of horror music.
Hey there!
Again, you have that heartbeat that they showed when an intense part goes. Every time that an intense part comes in any of this, or like there's a dire situation, there's always this like bass drum or low bassing having like a heartbeat going boom, boom, boom. If you kind of hear it as soon as the Cyclops enters, just listen carefully to that.
Why would the Lotus Eaters pass up on all this food?
Boom. There's the heartbeat right there. Ooh, it's still with the 1-6 chord because they're doing it in 6 there. boom. You can kind of hear that drowned tone there. That's clever. Ooh. So we still have the same chord, just resonating with a heartbeat instead. But you hear the heartbeat.
We're just travelers. We come in peace.
You killed my sheep. My favorite sheep. What gives you the right to deal the pain so deep? Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap?
Oh, that voice. Ooh. And if you notice, the Cyclops, the cello seems to be representing the Cyclops. That's that low instrument that you heard there. And it's giving that a same exact theme of when Odysseus starts, like, singing about the sheep at the beginning. Like, listen carefully to the melody line here.
There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
And then when you hear the cello come in when the Cyclops starts talking,
Gives you the right to deal the pain so deep.
it's still there.
Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap?
Beautiful. Oh, it's so clever.
Your blood over where you stand.
That Calypso beat is back. Bum, bum,
Before I'm done, you will learn that it's not so fun to
except with a heartbeat.
came to my home to steal, but now you become my meal. A trade you
Yeah, it's
see,
perfect.
take from you like you took from me.
There's been a misunderstanding. We never came here.
And then
to
you have the
steal.
intense drums again whenever there's a conversation happening.
Damage. Maybe you and I can make a deal. I'll give you our finest treasure.
With that heartbeat in the bottom going
As we
bum,
live a
bum,
life,
bum,
you can keep
bum,
the
bum,
world's best
bum,
tasting wine.
Wine?
Have a drink, one sip, and you'll understand the power that's in your hands. A wine so fresh, you'd never want to eat human flesh again. Then we shall be on our way. No bloodshed in here today. A trade you see, gift from you and a gift from me.
I'd like to thank you. Stranger, what's your name?
My name is Nobody. Nobody.
Bringing back the original theme from. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. Ba. That is that same exact chord progression that they use back on the boat when appearing on here. So whenever Odysseus does not want to reveal who he is, they add that kind of progression, the da, which is going from a wa, da, da, da. That's kind of like a plagal cadence there, which plagals are more kind of like religious music from there. So Odysseus trying to keep secrets, God's secrets and stuff from there. They're going for more like a religious background from over there. But it's still, whenever they have to deal with the name of Odysseus, they do that chord progression there, and it's beautiful. It's perfect. It's perfect. I also liked that when the conversation was happening between these two, you still heard a little bit of the cello, but you had these lighter strings coming in doing that same ba 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 da 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 da, introducing that thing that they did right when they came into the cave. This whole thing is just a conversation between two opposing forces. The violins, or weirdly with those upper strings, those lighter strings are Odysseus and his crew, while the lower strings, the cello, the bass, the heartbeat, are like the intensity of the Cyclops, and then kind of melding them together is kind of an interesting way to negotiate it, but still running with that original leitmotif. That's so cool.
A wine so fresh, you'd never want to eat human flesh again. Then we shall be on our way. No
I had to listen to it again because it's such a nice meld of sound together.
From you and a gift from me.
I'd like to thank you. Stranger, what's your name?
My name is Nobody.
Back to the ship theme.
Nobody.
God, it's so beautiful.
For your gift, I've won to reply.
I'm so glad we see eye to eye.
Yes, you shall be the final man to die.
Oh.
What?
Ho.
Watch out!
And you saw that same theme just with vocals instead.
The rest of our fleet, they wait at the beach.
That beat!
We're defeated, their good is dead. Straight ahead, that is who we're fighting. No backup, no chance for support, so draw.
What I think I like about this the most is we have that intense war drum feeling, the along with the vocals, kind of doing the initial ba da 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 that we kind of heard back on the ship, and coming into here, putting those themes together is so intense from there, and just the stop of the music. Oh my god, this is beautiful. I kind of like this better than the first part. All right, I'm gonna back up a little bit to when the vocals start again. Just so I can hear how the vocals through the chord progression.
Brothers, the rest of our fleet, they wait at the beach. And if we're defeated, their good is dead. Straight ahead, that is who we're fighting. No backup.
Yeah,
No chance for support,
that's so
so
good.
draw out your swords. Our foe must be thwarted right here and now. Show me how great is your will to survive. 600 lives at stake. It's just
I love when they bring back the other themes. God, it's a combination of the new theme and the theme from the first part again. It's perfect.
No dying on me now.
And you hear the violins representing a lot of the hope that Odysseus has for his team.
Surround him. Attack from behind. Keep distance in mind and stay in his blind spot and strike his heels. Strike the heels. Show him that we're deadly. Exhaust him. Don't let him get close. He's strong but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach. Find a breach. Stand up and fight for your life.
And this is that same thing that happens with every single fight scene in a musical or anything like that. If you think about, and I'm going to start using a lot of modern, like, I'm going to use Disney musicals because they do a lot with that. There's always a fight scene. Think of Beauty and the Beast. Like, the fight scene, especially with the musical version of it, not really the movie, but the musical version, when you had the town people versus the servants who were transformed, you still had this kind of original intensity of the theme just being done with a much faster sped up from there. You just had Be Our Guest played in a minor key from like Disney's animated point. From here, what they end up doing to kind of manipulate this thing is using the theme that they introduced with them coming into the cave. This is a new motive we're going to focus on, but sped up tremendously with that drum line going to which in itself is kind of a callback to them going on with the calypso drums that you heard right at the beginning, you know, calypso, nymphs, all those kind of things. So it's such a nice combination of both of those aspects, and they're really letting the intensity and the minor keys that we're hearing through the strings and the intensity of the drums really push this section forward. It's that got me head bopping. I want to hear that part again, actually.
Surround him.
Yep, it's exactly just like a normal fight scene in a musical.
His blind spot and strike his heels. Strike the heels. Show him that we're deadly. Exhaust
Still the
him.
same theme, though.
Don't let him get close. He's strong but he's slow. He can't land a blow if we're out of reach. Find a breach. Stand up and fight for your lives.
600 lives at stake. It's just one life to
And there's that theme again.
Push forward.
You really hear that bass line with the progression going. Bom, 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 boom. Oh, that's intense.
Captain.
Enough.
He's got a club. He's got a club! What are our orders? Captain! Captain!
That intensity of the club hitting the men, it's perfect. And you still have that same chord progression and theme. It's so intense. So every time you hear a thump there, that very low, I think it must be timpanis hitting at the same time along with just distorted sound. But when you have that, that's hitting every single time the chord is changing. So like if I back that up, and obviously what that's representing is the Cyclops killing another one of the men that went in there to help out with Odysseus, starting with the captain and then hitting everybody else there. Obviously, you know, this Animatic helps to show that a little bit better, but it's so clever because every time the boom hits there, that not only helps to change the chord and help to resolve into the next progression, but it's also it's a good storytelling aspect of boom, club is hitting, boom, club is hitting, boom, club is hitting. Let's continue to kind of move that story along, and the Cyclops is still singing the da 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 as it's going on. Like I want to back that up one more time just so we can really kind of hear that and really focus on the boom each time you hear that, starting with after the captain.
Enough.
There's the chord progression introducing it.
He's got a club!
Dead every time you hear it. And it restarts the progression. That's what it does. Restart. And then it starts getting more intense with it. Boom. Another chord change. And 1. And now to do it on the 1 and the 6. 1, 6, 1. That's so cool. Boom. Boom. Oh, that sent shivers down my spine. That's good.
We must move quickly. We don't have much time. He didn't notice I mixed lotus in his wine.
Ooh.
Mark my words now. This is not the end.
But Captain, what do we do with our fallen friends?
So this section does a very unique thing with the way that it represents its instrumentation. Like, you have, obviously I think this might be like the second or third song. I think this probably like the second song here. Maybe the third. I don't know how they're structuring this fully because the way this is showing, it's an epic where we're going to constantly go there. But every time we sense a change of music, that is also when the whole mood or intensity of it. The beginning with everyone wandering into the cave, you have this very, you know, light. You have this very like light, gentle, mysterious kind of working with everything around it. It's hopeful, things seem well, but then when you get to the Cyclops, you have this more deep, menacing heartbeat voice, but it's all still being done with the same like section. You can see, like, if you listen to the vocals, every time I change it, you're gonna hear that vocal track. Like, you hear that even if I put it over here. it's still the same chord progression. Then, when the deal doesn't fully work out, you still have that same intensity from there, still using the same chord progression, and then having the fight happen, which is still kind of the same kind of concept and intensity. But then when we get to after all of this, you start getting this next section here, we start to have the rock ballad come in, like what they kind of did going onto the ship at the first time. Because whenever this seems to focus more on kind of a tactic brewing, or Odysseus more worried about his people than himself, you have the rock ballad come in. Whenever it's a fight scene, you have more of the kind of classical, I'm going to call them Lord of the Rings drum type thing going, that da 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 da. And whenever you have anything mythical come in, like a Cyclops, a god, or something like that, it's one instrument that represents it. In this case, it was the cello for the Cyclops. The first part was Athena with the piano. It's very clever writing from there. Obviously the voices are amazing, but I'm going for this for the full musical analysis spectrum as compared to just the voices, because there's a lot going on within just this. Well, we've only listened to like half of it at this point, but let's continue.
Captain! We must move quickly. We don't have much time. He didn't notice I mixed lotus in his wine. Mark my words now, this is not the end.
But Captain, what do we do with our fallen friends?
Remember them when the fire begins to
Oh,
fade.
that rock beat.
Fallen and afraid. We are not
The same kind of sound they had on the ship. It's beautiful.
Remember them. We're the ones who carry on.
Same leitmotif though. You can hear it.
And our comrades will not die in vain. I need all my hands on this club. This is how we're getting out of here. Use your swords to sharpen a stub and turn it to a giant spear. Let's kill him. His body is blocked in the path. If we kill him, we'll be stuck inside.
Captain, where do we attack him?
We gotta stab him in the eye.
Yes, sir. Remember them when the fire begins to fade. For the fallen and afraid, we are not to let them die in vain. Remember them, we're the ones who carry on.
Beautiful.
The days of those who've gone, and our comrades will not die in vain.
Ooh, that guitar riff is beautiful too.
Who hurts you?
There are more of them?
Who hurts you?
Hide.
There's that heartbeat again.
Who hurts you?
Captain, we should run.
Wait.
Who hurts you?
Captain, please.
Wait.
It was nobody. Nobody. If nobody hurts you, be silent.
Ha 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 ha! If nobody, that was so clever. Like the nobody name came again to save them. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, it means an island of Cyclopses. It makes sense that they would do that, but they're like, if nobody hurts you, then you can't do it. That was Odysseus planning ahead, and that's beautiful. When they brought that in, the same heartbeat thing that you heard when the first Cyclops appeared. So I guess instead of it really being a cello, it's kind of a heartbeat thing, but I think that's more of the intensity of it. Still, clever way to do it. I like the nobody spin.
Who hurts you?
There are more of them?
Who hurts you?
Hide.
Who hurts you?
Captain, we should run.
Wait.
Who hurts you?
Captain, please.
Wait.
It was nobody.
It's so clever.
Nobody. If nobody hurts you, be silent. Don't go.
Let's grab the sheep and away we go.
during this. How could you? How could you? Very clever, Odysseus. And again, they changed the progression just slightly, but it's that heartbeats. Those heartbeats are such a good way to show more intensity without having to change much of the instrumentation of it. It's a perfect way to kind of move a transition period or a modulation period into something like brand new, and I love it. It's perfect.
Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? He's still a threat until he's dead.
And that's Athena, right?
Finish it.
No. No? What good would killing do?
Look at that! And the piano comes in as soon as... I was wondering why the piano was coming in before, because the piano only means that, like, a god or goddess, or in this case Athena, would probably appear. So I was like, am I being proven wrong? But no, this is just going to be Athena starting to talk to Odysseus again. Let's just, I want to back that up so I can, like, prove that, because, like, why should there be a piano scooping in there? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, because, like, why is a piano here? Like... Is Athena about to appear again? And sure enough, in a little bit. Because that's kind of giving foreshadowing that Odysseus is going to be contacted again, which is cool.
If nobody hurts you, be silent. Don't go.
That's clever to bring in the piano there.
Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? He's still a threat until he's dead. Finish it.
No.
And there's that piano theme again.
What good would killing do? When mercy is a skill more of this world could learn to use. My friend is dead, our foe is blind. The blood we shed, it never dries. Is this what it means to be a warrior of the mind?
Don't.
Hey, Cyclops! When we met, I led with peace.
There's that beat again. Boom, boom,
But
boom.
my comrades will not.
Heartbeat going, except in triplet patterns. To show kind of a united thing.
Not despair, remember them. Remember us. Remember me. I'm the reigning king of Ithaca. I am neither.
There we have the all wilds again with the same progression as back at the boat the first time. Oh, it's beautiful.
I am the infamous Odysseus.
Ha ha ha! Oh, that's so intense and it's beautiful. The name drop just makes everything stop. Every single goddamn time!
You were reckless, sentimental.
It's the fucking piano that brings her in. It is.
You've grown soft.
That's so
Dead
cool,
friends
though.
can attest.
Hey,
Put your emotions aside. You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest. I don't know where I went wrong, but I warned you, and you failed the test. So now I'm gone. This way, you'll know what your place is. This way, you can't cross the line. This way, when all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine. This way, you won't disappoint me. This way, you won't waste my time. This way, I'll close the door. Consider this as my goodbye.
that's just like you. Why should I be surprised? Selfish and prideful and vain, unlike you. Every time someone dies.
Every single time that Odysseus and Athena has a conversation, it is legitimately an argument between a guitar riff and a piano riff. Like, if you listen closely to how this theme starts, whenever Athena is really talking or about to appear, or this kind of like, you know, visionary thing happens, you got a piano that introduces it. Every time Athena sings, there's a piano part to it. As soon as Athena stops talking and Odysseus starts to either agree or conflict or something like that, the guitar parts come in to kind of represent the very different contrasts of sound, but at the same time, the guitar can do exactly what a piano can do in terms of its progressions, but it's just that timbre sound that kind of helps to spread the ideologies of these two like characters. Does that do that the entire time though?
You were reckless,
Because we have the piano.
That's not a teaching the
But as soon as Odysseus comes back in,
Hey,
like they'll remove the piano.
You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest. I don't know where I went wrong, but I warned you, and you failed the test. So now I'm gone. This way, you'll know what your place is. This way, you can't cross the line. This way, when all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine.
Freaking voices are amazing
This way,
now.
You won't disappoint me. This way, you won't waste my time. This way, I'll close the door. Consider this as my goodbye.
that's just like you. Why should I be surprised?
Like the-
Selfish and prideful and vain.
Sorry, the piano is still, or I mean, the guitar is replicating the piano's chord progression down there. They're just doing it with a different style, and it's genius. It's genius.
Like you, every time someone dies, I'm left to deal with the strain. What's a title that he got his good land? If I'll never sleep at night, I'll remind you, I saw you as a friend. But now we're done this way. You're out of my head now. This way, you won't plague my life. This way, when all is done, you're out of sight and out of mind. This way, you get what you wanted. This way, you can save
Opposing
your
the
shine.
gods,
This
beautiful.
way, you close the door and have your damn goodbye.
You're not looking for a mentor. I'm not looking for
Okay,
a
there's no
friend.
piano this time.
I mistook you for a general. What a
But honestly, even though there's no piano here, I think because Odysseus is finally like saying screw you, Athena, at this point, like I want to go through my own teachings, this might be a good representation of Odysseus not needing Athena's guidance anymore. So maybe that's why they're kind of tearing apart like the piano part there, and why it's slowly starting to fade away as this goes. It's like Odysseus wants to go his own path. It's another clever storytelling thing.
You close the door and have your damn goodbye.
You're not looking for a mentor. I'm not looking for a friend. I mistook you for a general. What a waste of effort spent.
At least I know what I'm fighting for while you're fighting to be known. Since you claim you're so much wiser, why's your life spent all alone?
Ooh.
You're alone!
One day you'll hear what I'm saying. One day you
Ooh,
might
yep,
understand.
yep,
One
yep.
day, but not today.
That's
For
cool.
after all
That's
you're
cool.
This day you sever your own head. This
Yep, and now you
day
hear the piano in the back, as it does have to do with Odysseus right now, as he's ignoring her.
Consider this as
But if you noticed, the guitar part was taken away as soon as Odysseus stopped singing. Like we stop with the guitar and immediately go back to the piano riff.
spent.
At least I know what I'm fighting for while you're fighting to be known. Since you claim you're so much wiser, why's your life spent all alone?
That's such a
You're
good diss.
alone!
As soon as he stops, the guitar goes away, the piano comes back.
One day you'll hear
Showing
what I'm
that the piano's
saying.
like Athena's
One
power
day
and it's
you
not going
might
over him anymore.
understand one day,
But you
not
shouldn't hear any
today,
guitar in
for
this next
after all
chorus,
you're
probably.
This day you sever your own head. This day you
No
cut the
guitar,
line.
just piano.
This day you
With the
lost
progressions
it
they were
all.
doing before.
Consider this as my goodbye. Consider this as my goodbye. This is my goodbye.
God, that voice is so beautiful. Like, oh my god.
This is my goodbye.
Oh! Oh, that upper noise there. That upper vocal. Shit. Shit, dude. Oh, that brought a shiver down my spine. Oh, is that how they end this part off? Ah! I can't, guys. I can't. This is really cool. Like, holy shit. I like, the representation with the instruments and the main theme kind of going forward with this part was phenomenal. Like, let's be honest. Let me adjust myself a little bit here, get me towards the center. When we go, again, with how a lot of these themes work, piano seems to represent a theme. I wonder if that means that we're going to hear less of it now until she kind of comes back in there, especially since Odysseus is like, fuck you, I don't want to deal with you anymore. And like just the removal of there for when essentially him breaking free of Athena's like teachings and going his own path, like the removal of the piano there was phenomenal. That heartbeat stuff with the Cyclopses and kind of the lower instrumentation popping over there was such a clever way to do it. And it was all done with the same motive that was introduced right as they entered the cave. This is such a good, like, there's so much to unpack with this. And just, it's amazing what you can do with just a easy chord progression from over there. And these voices are really top notch. I cannot wait to continue listening to this because I know there's a couple more of these like segments from there. But like they just keep getting more exciting and more exciting. Well, once again, I talked way too long about a 15-minute for the 15-minute video. That's okay. I like to analyze this in kind of a way of the composer might have been thinking of how to represent from the storytelling here. Thanks for joining me again, though. I hope you guys are enjoying this thing. If you do, by all means, like, subscribe, comment if you enjoy this material, and we could definitely put more forward. So, Tavern is going to close its doors once again, but I hope you'll join me next time. Alright, guys, this is Suno, saying see you later. Bye-bye!